Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend and the weather treated you okay. Start off here with a little article about the 3-question rule makes you seem more genuine and likable at work, according to Harvard. So let's talk about questions at work, which is what the questions we ask as advisors. So it says, a Harvard study published in Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that asking a question, then asking 2 follow-up questions about your colleague's response can make you more likable conversationalist. It's a 3-question rule to a conversation that makes the person feel heard, respected, and appreciative of your presence. So, is this something that we use at 5Q? Most advisors want to tell, sell, preach, or teach. Is that using the 3-question rule? No. So this is something that, it's a different type of research other than motivational interviewing, but it's validating everything that we do. When we ask questions, we're perceived as higher in responsiveness, an interpersonal construct that captures listening, understanding, and validation and care. Do we want our prospects to think that we're responsive, that we're good listeners, that we understand, and that we care? Isn't that exactly what we want our prospects to think about us? The key is to ask meaningful questions first, then make follow-up questions reflect careful listening, according to the study. That's the importance of doing that 15-minute drills, because when somebody gives you an answer, you're going to ape them, you're going to agree, you're going to pair it, you're going to empower. And when you're empowering them, isn't that the best type of a reflection of what they've said? In particular, asking questions that follow up on the other person's responses cause and convey better listening. The question asker's responsiveness, in turn, is likely to cause them to be better liked by the question and answer. That's exactly what we want. Failing to ask questions at all can make conversations seem egotistical and uncharismatic. Guys, when you're telling, selling, preaching, and teaching, guess what they think about you? That you're a genius? No, especially boomers. What do they think about you? They think you got a huge ego. That you think you're more important and smarter than you actually are. See, think about it. We've all experienced a colleague who waxes poetic about their lives, but doesn't know your job title. Those folks aren't the people who make you feel liked. You probably don't like them as a result. And short, the key to being more well-liked is asking 3 questions in a conversation. It's quick mental math. Do we stop at 3 questions with 5 Qs, guys? Heck no. We ask questions and then we ape them. We say we agree, we pair it, and we empower, and that makes them love us. Now, if you feel a meeting is getting a little bit off or a little bit, they're getting a little bit crotchety, or you feel you made some mistakes, or you feel they're getting bored, what is the one tool you want to use as quickly as possible? What's the 5Q tool you want to use as quickly as possible? Okay, I'm getting a lot of falls on the sword. That's a tool that we do have, and it's if they answer or a question wrong, we can fall on the sword. If they are confused, I fall on the sword. Yes, those are things. But if we really want to get them, the meeting back on track and getting them to love us, falling on the sword is a great tool. It does not get them to love us, though. It prevents a problem from occurring. What's the one tool that gets them to love us? Yeah, what kind of gots? You're right, gots, but what kind of gots? What's one way I can get anybody in the world? There, Dale's got it. Nick's got it. The one tool I can get anybody in the world to love me. Okay, so I got 2 people that got it, which means everybody needs to really start doing their 15-minute drills. Because if this doesn't come right off the top of your head, that's a problem, because we need to know the most important tool, which is empowering. When you tell somebody that they're above average, now you're not flattering them. Flattering is generally, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart. That does not work. Most people don't like to be flattered. But instead, if you say, wow, that one answer you gave me, that's the smartest answer I've heard all month. I've asked that to a gazillion people. Nobody knew the answer to that question. See, the difference between flattery and empowering is about one particular thing. Flattering is just broad, general flattering statements. Empowering is telling them they're smart or above average on one particular thing. And when you tell somebody that they're above average on that thing, how many people love you? Do ornery people love you? Yes. Do nice people love you? Yes. Do old people love you? Yes. Do young people love you? Yes. See, empowering is the one thing that you can take a meeting that's going off the tracks and immediately get it back on track. Get somebody who's irritated with you to love you almost immediately. Does that make sense? So the next thing we'll talk about is, how do you scale special? So a sense of righteousness indignation spreads over the face of the advisor who approaches me after a keynote presentation on systematizing financial planning. The idea went against the very foundation of financial planning, he said, an industry in which clients need individual attention and personal service and advice tailored to their situation and goals. Trying to scale that to a repeatable process, he assured me, would mean watering down what made his practice special. So there's a lot of advisors think, I got to do everything by hand. I got to craft a presentation for every single client. That's what I was doing when I was making 50 grand a year. I mean, like I said, I had about five designations, one of which was a CFP. So I would spend hours and hours and hours concocting the most beautiful financial plans. I'd negate taxes with tax credits. I would do this and that, back and forth. I mean, the thing was beautiful. It should have been the Smithsonian. And how much was I making? 50 grand. Why? People don't want fancy schmancy. They want what? Something that works. Now, how can you have to be special, though. You can't be like everybody else out there. But is there a way to scale special? Let's talk about that. See, this is the analogy I give. This advisor here saying, every client needs individual attention and personal service and advice tailored to their situation and goals. He's the emergency room surgeon. He gets an adrenaline rush from customizing and crafting beautiful financial plans and spending hours and hours and hours on it. See, and that's how some emergency room surgeons are. They think that they are the true doctors, because when they come in during for their shift, they don't know if they're going to have a gunshot wound, a heart attack, a dog bite. They have no clue what they're going to have, and they save people's lives. And every day is different, and they're going to treat every client different because every client has problems, different problems, right? Then there's the cosmetic surgeon who comes in, and every day he does what? Nose job, boob job, and butt job. Nose job, boob job, butt job. That's all he does. Every single day he comes in. Now, guess what? What does the emergency room surgeon think about the cosmetic surgeon? Real doctor or fake doctor? Real or fake? Yeah, they think they're a fake doctor. They're a fake doctor. Now, I get the two different personalities, but if you wanted if you there's two different ways to live your life. I tell my boys this. There's two different ways to live your life, where your job is your life, or you work your job to live your life. So some people love their job. It's their thing. They work 80 hours a week. They love their job. That's who they are as a person. Other people say, I'll work this job so I can do all the things I really like in life, which is not my job. I'll make money at my job to do the things I like. So you have to decide what kind of practice that you want, because if you which one of these doctors would you want? Who makes more income wise? Who makes more, cosmetic surgeon or emergency room doctor? Who makes more? Yeah, the cosmetic surgeon doesn't make a little more. He makes a ton, or she makes a ton more. How about schedule wise? Whose schedule do you want? The emergency room's schedule, who's constantly working different shifts, is on call, etc., or do you want the cosmetic surgeon schedule, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, lots of vacation? See, so that's the difference in mentalities. This advisor here has an emergency room mentality. We at 5Q have a cosmetic surgeon mentality. See, how do you make your service stand out in the area of in the sea of sameness? How do we make our service stand out in the sea of sameness? What are the things we do with our with the 5Q system? Yes, the 21 is one of the things that we do. Absolutely. That's one of the things that we do. So are we giving people specialized care? How many people, and Jeff, in the last 20 years, 60,000 plus recordings, how many people had more than just maybe 4 or 5 of the 21 things done?
Oh, nobody really.
Nobody. 60,000 and how often do we even see where they have 4 or 5 of the things done?
Yeah, that's very rare.
That's very rare. So guys, are we creating, giving people a specialized, personalized service with the 21-point checklist? Everybody give me a Y or a no for that. A Y or an N, a Y or an N, a Y or an N. Are we giving them a very customized, personalized, specialized attention? Bob's saying yes. Kevin, Nick, June, they're all saying yeah. You're all saying yes. Good. We are. We are. So, but is it also systematized? So you could do these. I don't know how many of you remember, but I had to do these things by hand. I did not have software to do a 21-point checklist. I crunched all of these by hand. So when I was making my $1 million a year, I can't, because I had 2 young children at that point, and I wanted to spend as much time as possible with them. So I came in at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. 5 o'clock on Saturday, and I got them all done. I never was home later than 8 o'clock in the morning when I was making, and that was when I was doing these things by hand. Didn't even have software. But yet, so when you can create a very specialized, personalized, customized experience for the client, but you can do it in a systemized manner so you can get it done very, very quickly, that's the cat's meow, okay? Also, we have the wow experience. So how many of you have been using the wow experience? So the wow experience is under under marketing, and under low cost marketing, we have the manual, and then we have the menu, which I'll talk about here in a second. So in the manual, we say, what does your client see? So these are things you should ask yourself. Now that COVID is hopefully being swept up and fixed, and people will start coming to your office again. And here's the thing, whether they come to your office or not, a prospect, guess what a prospect's going to do? I guarantee you a prospect that is thinking about doing business with you is going to drive by your office. They're going to drive by your office. Yep. And either drive by your office or they're going to go to Google, right? Google, and they're going to Google your office and look at a picture of your office building. So when you walk out into your office building and you walk out to the parking lot, pretend you're a prospect. What do you see? Is it clean? Does it look professional? And again, I don't care if it's not your building. If it looks crappy and it's not your responsibility, guess what you need to do anyways? Fix it. Either tell the landlord to fix it, if they won't fix it, you fix it, because that's a reflection on you. So what do they see? What do you see when you walk out the parking lot? Do you like it? How is the signs and the signing? Is it easy to find your office? Is there trash or cigarette butts outside that they have to walk or get by inside? Even though it's not your responsibility, if there is this kind of stuff outside, guess what you need to do? Pick it up. Because it's a reflection on you. Even if there's 30 other tenants in your building, what is it? It's a reflection on you. What grade would you give your building? An A, B, C, or D, or fail? So you need to fix it yourself, or you need to move at your nearest possibility. What about your reception area? Is there a friendly receptionist to greet them? So do you have a sign that has their name on it, welcome them to their office? Is it a friendly place with pictures of happy clients taken at your last client party? Guys, what is the only art I had on my window? What is the only art I had on my walls? And what is the only art that my top 10 guys have on their walls? Client pictures. Yep, for their either the annual barbecues, the Christmas lights tours, or whatever their annual get-togethers are. They take tons of pictures, and you put it up there as a collage. Now, what does that tell every single person? Because every single person, prospect that came in, they would be gravitating towards those pictures. And they would always find what in those pictures? Somebody that they knew. And everybody in those pictures had a big what on their face? Big smile. Can you think of any better endorsement than having 150 clients, pictures of clients, and not just one picture frame, but 5, 6, 7 picture frames filled with happy clients like that? Now, you don't line them up like ducks in a row. You put them up there, kitty wampus, and you put them up there like a collage, all haphazardly. So it looks like it's just like more like art than lining people up as victims. Does that make sense? Do you have plants? Are the chairs comfortable, not only to sit in, but to get out of? Some of our clients have trouble getting in and out of chairs. Is it easy to get in and out of them? Is there enjoyable reading material like travel or gardening magazines? Do I ever have financial magazines in my office? No. You should always have enjoyable. I do have if you're not an RIA, you can also have your endorsements on that table as well as these magazines. But do I need endorsements on the table if I have this artwork up? No, I don't. So this is something I just scratch my head that guys will not do. This costs $10 to get a welcome sign, whether it's a handwritten sign or one that has those, those letters that you can put into like felt or whatever. This is a huge thing in my life. And I've spent tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars on things in my life. And all that time, I've only had one entity that when I arrived at the office that had, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Castleneck. How do you think that made me feel? When I arrived and they said, and they actually had it on their sign outside. Yeah, it makes you feel special. If it costs you $10 to do it and it costs you or your receptionist 5 minutes to do this before people arrive, why wouldn't you do it? So how about right now, to make me feel good about you guys? How many of you have this outside your office? It can be right on the wall outside your office. So give me a yay if you have it. Make me feel good that you guys are actually doing what it takes to be successful. Got 2, 3. So guys, that's 3 out of all the people on the call today. That's crazy. This is when people walk into your office, guess what has already happened? What's already happened when you have this on, they see this before they even enter your office? What's already happened to their mindset about you? Yeah, what kind of a judgment? They're digging you. They're digging you big time, okay? Do this, please, please. I'm not asking you to go buy a $30,000 flashing sign for your parking lot. This can be just a little $10 sign you can get at Sam's Club, Costco, any of the online office places. It's not that big a deal. Cookies. So this is such a huge thing. Top realtors, yeah, cookies have good feelings, Kevin, exactly. Top realtors, what do they always have going on when you walk into an open house? Smells. Yes. Cookies are such even if they have diabetes, cookies makes people what? Smell of cookies makes people happy. It's very easy to do. Get a toaster oven, get a sheet pan, get a spatula, buy the little cookie dough that you can get at Toll House cookie dough you can get at the grocery store, put it in your refrigerator, slice up 2 or 3 cookies before people come in, and boom, you got it going. How much does this cost to do that? Very, very little. And what's it say about you? And here's the thing, when people talk to what causes people to talk to their friends, neighbors, and relatives about their financial advisor? The fact that he gives really good advice? How many people say that about their financial advisor to their friends, neighbors, relatives? None. But I guarantee you that if they say, boy, our financial advisor, they always have cookies every time we come. Boy, my financial advisor, one of my financial advisors down in California actually would hire a mobile car washing service that every time his clients would come, he'd have the mobile car wash come and wash their car for them while they were in the office. Guess how many of his clients, guess how many referrals he got every year? Not very many or a lot. His clients were constantly talking about him and that service. Did that service have anything to do with financial planning? Now, of course, he's a good financial planner. Yes, he's using the 21-point checklist. But nobody was bragging to their friends, neighbors, relatives about the 21-point checklist. They were bragging to their friends, neighbors, relatives about the fact that he had their car wash every time they came for an appointment. Does that make sense? If you don't want to do this, at least get some wall plug-in with not icky, chemically smelling, but find a smell that makes your office pleasant, okay? Hot beverage system. So again, there's lots of different beverage systems out there that you can get with, those pod systems. And then give them a choice. You should have a menu of what do they like? Do they want cream, sugar with their coffee? Do they want a cappuccino, latte? Do they want tea? Do they want soda? Give them this menu, and then the receptionist will give them this menu, and then you'll have that for them. Now, here's the big thing. It's pretty cool the first time, but the big thing is they're going to take that menu, you're going to put their name on it, and it's going to go in their folder. So when they come in next time, guess what the receptionist is going to ask? What can I get you? Or are they going to say, do you want that green tea? Do you would like a green tea? Are they going to say, what can I get you? Or are they going to say, do you want a latte with sugar? Are they going to say, can I get you something? Or are they going to say, do you want a coffee with cream and sugar? What does it say to that person that your office remembered what they had last time? Now, maybe they don't want the same thing, but what does it say when you walk into a restaurant and they know what you want? What does it say when you walk into a bar and they know already what you drink? What does it say when they walk into your office and your office has attention to details, exactly, has such attention to detail that they know what you had last time and they want to make you feel welcome? Yes. It's such an easy, guys, are any of these things overly expensive? Are they all cheap to do? Do they require a little extra effort? Yes. The whole point is they do require a little extra effort. And the fact that you will do that little extra effort tells your clients what? Because remember, we've talked about this many times. If somebody's looking for a garage for their car, a repair garage for their car, there's one on the left-hand side of the street, one on the right-hand side of the street. Are they really thinking that one is a better mechanic? Are they really worried if the one on the left-hand side or the right-hand side is a better mechanic? Are they worried about that? What do they know if they have a mechanic garage? What do they know? They can fix the cars. They know both of them can fix cars. So what are they really worried about? Which one cares about me? Which one is not going to try to screw me over? And by doing these things, what are you also telling them? What are you telling them? I care about you, and if I care about you, guess what you're not going to do? Take advantage of them. Yeah, you're important to me. That's exactly right. Make sense? Please, 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 if you're not doing these things, they're not expensive. Yes, they require a little extra effort, but it's worth it, okay? So I love this article from HubSpot. You've seen me use HubSpot quite a bit because they have some great articles in here. 11 skills every sales development rep needs to master in 2021. First thing is video prospecting. So guys, you should all have either a BombBomb account or a co-video account, because communicating via video to your clients and prospects is a huge thing. I'm amazed that guess how many video emails I get in a week? How many do I get in a month? How many video emails have I received in the last year? Probably 5. And guess who all 5 came from? Who did all 5 come from? 5 Q producers. Yeah. Guys, you want to look different. Understand how to use BombBomb, understand how to use co-video, either one or any other video service out there, and use it for prospects, use it for clients. Not, again, this is like apple pie. You don't want to be having apple pie every single day. It gets worn out. But having apple pie once or twice a year, man, that tastes so good. Use it, sparingly, but use it. So that's the first thing, video prospecting. Customize your research, personalize your research, personalize your recommendations. Do we do that with 21? Of course we do. Your newsletters. Do we customize newsletters? Content, push notification, republishing, be hyper local. Your headlines. Make everything as personal as you can. Everything it should be to Jim and Mary. Everything should be, we just talked about that, it's like with drinks when they come into your office. Make it hyper personal. take notes. We had remember Tom was on. He's our king of follow-up. He was on here about 2 months ago talking about what he does. I was just talking to him a few weeks ago. He has extensive notes, and his assistant has extensive notes on what people like, don't like, hobbies, grandchildren, where the grandchildren live. He has extensive notes, and every time he sends out a gift to folks, and he constantly sends out gifts to folks and prospects, is it one size fits all? Does he have a drawer where he sends everybody a Yankee candle? No. Every single person gets a customized gift. That's why he's got people that he hasn't talked to in 3 years, prospects he hasn't talked to in 3 years, that call him up and move money. That's why he gets referrals, probably 4 or 5 referrals a month. It's because he does this highly customized, highly personalized contact. Third skill, get better at active listening skills, better at paying attention. So when you're paying attention, should you be thinking about what you're going to say next to people, or should you be totally keyed in to what they're saying? Got to be keyed into what they're saying. That means you will have zero judgment because you're not worrying about what you're going to say next. You're just listening to what they have to say. You can reflect. Aping is all about reflecting, agreeing, parroting, empowering, clarify, summarize, share. Get better at listening. We can all do with getting better at listening. Number 4, don't forget to follow up. That's what Tom is the king of. That's why he gets so many referrals. That's why he has so many people that once they fall into his prospecting queue, they're going to become clients sooner or later. Don't forget follow-up. That you can't, and can you be haphazard? What happens when you do newsletters? Sometimes you send them out every month, and sometimes you might not send them out for 6 months, and sometimes you send them out at 2 months, and then sometimes that things get busy, and you'll send them for 8 months. What does that tell a client when you're not sending things out regularly? See, trust is created by consistency. Consistency creates trust. If you're going to do something, do it every single period. So if you can't do it monthly, do it quarterly. If you can't do it quarterly, do it every 6 months till you get an assistant who can help you do it quarterly. Until they get very good, then they can do it monthly. So make sure your follow-up is consistent as well. Be resilient. Be resilient. Have support networks. Could be your spouse, could be your friend, it could be people that you work with. That's what these Monday calls are about too, we're a support network for you, okay? Have visions, have purpose, not goals, have purpose systems, and be congruent. Regulate your emotions. If we get angry at somebody, if we start calling people tire kickers and plate lickers, what's happened? Who's in control if we get angry at somebody or we call people tire kickers and plate lickers? Who's in control then? Yeah, the prospects are in control, John, exactly. Interpret bias. That's what we talk about, bias, not only for our clients, but we need to recognize bias in ourselves as well. Calm and control. What has science proven? What do I talk about maybe every 6 months? What is the one thing you should be doing at least for 5 minutes, minimum of 5 minutes every single day? Meditate. That's right. That's right, Nick. Meditate. Reasoning. Problem solving. Every business has problems. It's not the problem as much as what you do about the problem that tells you whether you're going to be successful or not. Problem solving. And you've got what kind of resources to help you problem solving? If you got problems in your business, Jeff is willing to talk to you. I'm willing to talk to you. Missy's willing to talk to you. Jerry's willing to talk to you. Matt's willing to talk to you. We will help you solve your problems. We have tons of resources. We help you anticipate and plan for the future. Take care of yourself. Eat right, sleep right, exercise right, and be tenacious. Persistence, we talked about billionaires. All the billionaires that have ever been interviewed for like 3 or 4 different books, what did they all say? They were successful with their first venture, or they failed at their first venture, and then they learned. Failed, learn, failed, learn, failed, learn. Be persistent. Have optimism, but make sure it's realistic optimism, and get good at bouncing back, okay? Be coachable is another thing that you should work on. Be coachable. Being coachable means you'll take advice, you'll act on that advice, and you know when to ask for help. Ask for help. If something is not going well, should you call 3 months from now, guys? No. If something isn't going well, if something's not going as planned, when should you reach out? Yeah, right away. Exactly. Right away, John. Improve your self-awareness. Ask for feedback. Don't get defensive. Ask for feedback. Recognize your strengths and weaknesses. None of us, salespeople, we are very good with people, but we're probably not good with details. If you're not good with details, then make sure you have somebody in your life who is to work on that for you. Make sure you're, the one thing that I laugh at is I have advisors that are looking for an assistant who's really good with people, who can reach out, can help with the marketing, is good at maybe selling, maybe creating a business on their own side. Guys, what have you just done if you look for a mini you? What have you just done if you look for a mini you? Then you have lots of strengths, but what are you doing about your weaknesses? Anybody filling in the gaps? No. So the reason Missy and I have worked so well together is I'm very big on selling, communicating, looking at the bright side of things. Missy's very good at details and finding the chinks or the weaknesses in things that I'm all excited about. She points out the things that, well, yeah, I know that you're excited about that, but look at this and this and this. There's going to be problems here. See, if all I had was somebody like me who's big at, always optimistic, always thinking this is going to go great and we need to do this, that, and the other thing. If we did that, we'd be running down the wrong path constantly. So also, we would have tons of mistakes on our applications. We'd have no follow-up with it. So know your strengths and find somebody to work in your office who's going to their strengths are going to complement your weaknesses. Make sense? Be self-reflective. That's what the 15-minute drill is about, right? There's no better self-reflection than the 15-minute drill. Monitor your self-talk. That goes right back to being resilient. Practice saying no. You can't say yes to everything. And question your decisions. Why did I make the decision to do that? Why did I make a decision to take that client? Why did I make a decision not to market? Why did I make a decision to market? Why did I make a decision to market one way or the other way? Why did I lose that client? Why did I not chase that client? Question your decisions, okay? Organize your life. This is one huge thing that Missy did for me. Organize your life. You cannot be successful. And when I say successful, you can make $250,000 a year, maybe $300,000 a year if you're not organized. But if you want to get any higher than that, you better be organized because you got lots of things going on to make more money than that. And if you don't have organization, if you don't have systems in place, it's going to be a disaster. Be curious. Be passionately curious. Albert Einstein said, I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious. So be looking for things other than what you currently do. Doesn't mean you're going to do them, but be open-minded to other ways of doing things. And then make your own luck. How do you make your own luck? All the research, and there's been tons of research on making luck, because it ends up, nobody is naturally lucky. Nobody is naturally lucky. You can take somebody who's unlucky and make them lucky within 8 weeks. What is the number? They're very good. Nick gets it. So how do you make your own luck, guys? What is the number one characteristic of making your own luck? You'd think it would be work, but it's not work. Because you can work and work and work and work and work and work and not be lucky. Are there people out there who work two jobs, they work their fingers to the bone, but they're still barely scraping by? Yes, there's tons of people out there. Sue's got it. Very good, Sue. Guys, it's this. The more people you know, the more relationships you have, the luckier you're going to get. That's right, Sue. The more people you know, the luckier you're going to get. The more people you know that if you lose your job, the more people you know, the more likely is you're going to be hired quickly. If you know a lot of people, it's going to be more likely that you're going to get invited to a Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl, or to get some Twins baseball tickets or something. The more people you know, the luckier you get. It's just that simple. It's a numbers game. So build relationships. I mean, in your profession, outside your profession, with congruent professions, with organizations, build relationships. The more people you know, the luckier you're going to get. Be able to overcome any objection. We have lots of information under our audio video school on overcoming objections. But what is the best way to overcome objections, guys? So this is the last thing they said of the things you should be good at. 11 things. This is the 11th thing. Should be good at objections. What is? Make sure they never come up. How do you make sure they never come up? How do you make sure those objections never come up? That's right. Very good. The 21-point checklist script. So I would prefer to never have to deal with an objection. I can handle objections just fine, but it takes me about 10 minutes to have the client overcome their own objection. That's a lot of mental work for them, and it's a lot of mental work for me, and it's 10 minutes wasted out of the meeting that I could have been doing something else. A better way to do this is to just learn the scripts, because if you learn the scripts and you ask the open-ended questions I ask, here's the great thing about those open-ended questions. How many ways can a client answer the questions the way I ask them? Yeah, one way. That's right. So if you ask the questions and learn the scripts, 99% of the people are going to go right along with the scripts. And that's where, and Jeff, how often have you heard in the last 20 years where people say, the light bulb finally clicks on, and they're like, wow, it's almost like the people knew the script. It's almost like I sent the script to the prospects the night before.
Yeah, no, I've heard that a lot.
And it's from the guys on making a little or a lot?
No, it's the guys that are making a lot.
Yeah. So when you use the scripts, guys, you don't get any objections, and people end up telling you 100 or 150 times in an hour and a half that their guy is taking advantage of them, and they have to move to you. Not want to, not think it's a good idea, but they have to move to you. So instead of getting good at overcoming objections, I'd spend more time getting good at the scripts. So those are the 11 things that you can do and work on this year. So we'll quickly go through them. Have BombBomb or CoVideo at your fingertips. Know how to use it and use it effectively. Customize or personalize your outreach to people as much as you possibly can. Get better at listening. Get great at follow-up. Become resilient. Be coachable. Always be self-reflecting on how your everything's going in your life. Organize your life. Be curious. Make your own luck by building relationships. Get great at overcoming objections, or better yet, learn the script better. Make sense? Awesome. So you guys get that wow system going, the wow system going in your office as soon as you can, or at least pieces of this here and pieces there. Start putting that stuff together, and work on these things that we talked about today. You guys have a fabulous rest of the week, and we will talk to you all next Monday. Thanks, everybody.